DPSs continue to have webinars online, but this is great that we're returning now to having public meetings, and I hope this will become a strong tradition once again, as it has been in the past with DPS. So it's my pleasure to introduce Waramat Malasak. Waramat is currently a doctoral candidate in religious studies at University of Otago in New Zealand. He has a bachelor's degree from Chulalongkorn University, and he has a master's degree from Otago as well in 2015 as part of his process for getting the doctorate. So we're very excited to hear his talk tonight on the Dhammakāya Gāthā and the implications for actual practice, ritual practice as Buddhism is experienced on the ground. And so we're very interested to hear your talk, Waramat.
Hello everyone. So as Professor John mentioned, has already introduced who I am. So just call me Gāthā. So I'm originally from Thailand. So I'm a Thai native speaker, and I'm currently doing a PhD in religious study at the University of Otago. It is my honor to be here presenting some of my PhD projects. Because I'm nearly finished my PhD, so this is a sort of result what I have found so far within 3 years. So I basically interested in Buddhist studies, and the way I approach Buddhist studies is to look at the manuscript culture and look at what the text within the manuscripts can tell us about different things. Buddhist practice, philosophy, and so on. So, but my particular interest is about a special and a unique text called Dhammakāya. So I'm looking at these particular collections, especially with the Thai Khmer Buddhism. So I'm not using the term Theravada or Mahayana, but I just focusing on what is the Thai and Khmer. And I'm not looking at the Thai only or the Khmer only, but it's sort of a cross-cultural sphere. That's what I have been doing so far. And I'm here not an expert. So I just want to share what I have found. So I'm a student and I'm still studying, and exciting to explore different kind of things within the cross-cultural sphere of Thai Khmer Buddhism. First, let me share my screen. You feel free to ask any question during the talk, or we can wait after I finish my presentation, or you can ask during the presentation as well. Screen. Okay. So, firstly, I just want to begin my presentation by honoring these two, the two scholars that I met during my PhD. One passed away in 2020, and one recently just passed away from last year. He's a monk who I'm close with. So he is a scholar who also doing this related topic. So and the other scholar is a Cambodian Mr. Kunsupia, who just died from like 2020, and the other monk like just passed away last year from the heart attack on planes. So I just want to begin this presentation by showing the interview, and then I just want you to look at the way he presents the Gāthā, and then we can pick some of keywords or key feature in the interview, and then we can explain a little bit more in the detail during this presentation. So let me check, show the interview. I don't know if you understand like command, like, can you understand command? Okay, I do the translation after this. I capture it like, so.
Còn tại trong lại là trong chia ở đó chúng ta mong thầy thằng ngọc này vừa tìm ra như ta mở thì cứ vào nhiều người ná nữa đôi khi đôi đông đôi vô đôi này tới đôi kè còn hạt viên máu viên bằng đôi quay hay đôi này viên nấu hai viên hòn cài nữa viên kho trái còn tại viên hòn cài nữa nơi cái nông viên đông hay hòn cài ní khi thằng ra tha thì đào nó kia được không rồi xây nơi để nặng bằng một phút vít ngàn cái tập như tự nhiên nặng tạo và nặng xây sang người tiên đi ra mà nặng tạo và nặng vị là tệ là kê sang chạy tập thì kia là tạo và nặng là liệt đang vậy chi là sang ma pa tự nhiên là tạo và nặng ôn na khi là sang nên là cạn sân là sao kia thì cầm tạo và nặng thì ngu dục và leo chấp phải chạm khâu phải nhà chạm khâu tầm mong là chạm khâu cốt phải chạm khâu con là chạm khâu tạo và nặng chạm được vẹn giang chấp là sao tự nhiên là tạo và nặng sao được vẹn giang rồi thì phu nhiên là tạo và đã được trong được thiên nhang mẹ và con mất là con là nhiên là tạo và đã con được vẹn giang tạ tâm tạo và đã cô thì và khay là nhiên là tạo và đã chọc hẹp đoàn ta lục khay là lục có cả đã nhiên là tạo và đã ao được vẹn giang trong thiện đăng thì đó là tại nhiên là tạo và đã tăng của tôi là chay và rắn thăng thì của mẹ tự nhiên là tạo và đã ăn cả ra vào cả căng chắc sợ sợ tệ và than là tạo và đã cay là con thần đen anh như tăng tiêu và mình nông sa năng cột thua tệ đi đôi chặt thì gia sát và nặng một tầm nang kia thì nhiên nhang ta thì như ta thì càng thua mà cay mà tăng cột thiên là mê tăng được thì mê và càng thua mà cay cột thần lẹ khả năng vô kia vai chả ra cô là cột tây là tệ thì nhiên nên là ta thì như cột từ phiêu gan và thay tây là còn nặng còn năng ăn như ta thì tạp beng thế ở nặng thu thì ta như sáng ca là năng mang như cột từ tây vai cả ca là này.
This guy named Kunsupia, he is very important person. As you can see, like he could remember this Gāthā by his heart, like and then as you can see, like at the beginning of the interview, so he said he was a monk, and then so he happened to know about that monk who is a meditation monk who know this Gāthā, Dhammakāya Gāthā, and that is the key. Is first is known in it's known in the meditation tradition, not a regular. The second is like Mr. Kunsupia said, this Gāthā is not just a text, but also has the living life in the ritual which people use it to deposit or to implant or to install inside the new Buddha statue. That is the functional use, the ritual functional use of the text. We explore these functional use later. And then during the recitation, I don't know if you can, if you pick up, like he points out in different parts of his body, so representing the meaning of each Pali words. So that means he understands the meaning of the text very well. We will explain it later. So I don't know if anybody know about Bali and Sanskrit. It's so this text actually written in Bali. So yes. So, but unfortunately, this guy just passed away. So I think he's the only person I know so far in Cambodian tradition who can remember these texts by heart. So I don't know if any Cambodian crew would know this Gāthā. I am happy to hear if anybody has any clue or any information about that. Please tell me in Khmer, in Cambodian tradition. So far I don't know. He's the only person I know so far, and he passed away. Yes, and here is the key points that from watching the interview. So we know the Gāthā Dhammakāya or the Dhammakāya Gāthā and related to a meditation monk. And then we will explain why it is related to meditation practice. And then you can see the different parts when of the body that Mr. Upair mentioned. And it's going to be important for understand the implantation ritual when we construct a new Buddha statue. And it is related to Buddha image construction. So today, what I'd like to share with you today is to show you and to present what it actually is Dhammakāya Gāthā, and where can we find it, and what can it tell us about Buddhist practice and philosophical idea, and how it is used in a cross-cultural sphere of Thai Khmer Buddhism. So this single text has a multiple functional use, I would say, and we cover it later. Why it is important to the study of traditional, it's not just a Buddhist in general, but traditional Thai Khmer Buddhism. That's what we are going to, what I'm going to share with you today. First, let's check out what is the Dhammakāya Gāthā. So when we type or when we search this term, so it would come up with the Dhammakāya temple in Thailand, or Vichar Dhammakāya as a Thai meditation practice in Thailand. So, but in this term Dhammakāya Gāthā actually used by Buddhists themselves during the pre-modern period. So I don't know if anybody is familiar with this term, which I don't think people would be familiar with this term. But I not only here but also in Thailand. So when I ask this term, so people wouldn't think they were exist before the pre-modern, the modern period. But actually, this term was used by Buddhists themselves in this region. So this is one of the manuscripts I have found so far. This manuscript was this manuscript has been preserved in the National Library of Thailand. So the title of this manuscript, as you can see here, it's called Dhammakāya. At nearly the end of the manuscript, it's called Dhammakāya Sāatthavarana, which explains what this manuscript is about. It's about the explanation of the meaning of the Dhammakāya. So let me explain a little bit about the term Dhammakāya in general. So this term has no like single interpretation or translation. It has a multiple translation and interpretation. So it's basically mean it's composed. The term composed of two terms, Dhamma and Kāya. Dhamma is mean like Dhamma, Buddha teaching or phenomena. Kāya mean like collection or body, something like that. So it's considered, it could be translated as the body of Dhamma, which contrasts to the physical body of the Buddha. Like, so when the Buddha was alive, so these two terms like has been one reality. So it has been more concerned when the Buddha passed away. So scholar, intellectual, and Buddhists in the past were concerned like once the Buddha passed away, his physical body has gone, and what is remaining? What has been remaining? Like people will say it's the Dhammakāya, but it actually means the Dhammakāya, the Buddha teaching or something else. So it has been like an argument in Buddhist studies, but it could be like translated into as their enlightened body achieved in the advanced meditation experience. When we interpret this or when we examine this concept in meditation manual, so we would say it's another body that turned Siddhartha to the Buddha himself. And another interpretation and another translation is the Dhammakāya. Some people understand it just a collection of the Buddha teaching, like just a book. From examining the Dhammakāya Gāthā, I would argue against this idea. So let's see. Here is the manuscript I have already explained. It's very long manuscript. I did my translation in my PhD thesis. It took me like about 1 year to finish the translation and transliteration. It's written in Khom script and translated into Thai. So if every single Bali word that's composed the Dhammakāya Gāthā, each Bali has been translated into Thai. So this is a bilingual manuscript, bilingual text. This is so far that I have been found the manuscript related to the Dhammakāya Gāthā. So it is slightly different term, like so they call it in differently. So but they explain the same thing. They describe the same thing. This is in Thai. It's called Dhammakāya. This is in Thai script. This is in, anybody know about this script? This script is called Dhammakāya, which used in Lana, northern part of Thailand. This is Khom script. This is Dhammakāya, some Laos. So we found it in Laos too. This is in Khom Thai script. This is in modern Thai script. Yeah, so I have found over 30 manuscripts that records the Dhammakāya Gāthā. Let me explain a little bit more about what the term, like, why I'm using the term Thai Khmer Buddhism, not just like Thai Buddhism or Khmer Buddhism itself. I think we couldn't study Buddhism in Thailand or in Khmer without ignoring each other. So I'm using this term just to signify a wide range of Buddhist traditions that share by these two countries. What I mean by these two countries is like it's a pre-colonial period. So which include Lana, which is nowadays the northern part of Thailand, Laos, which includes Laos today and northeastern part of Thailand or Isan, and Siam, which means like in central Thailand today, and in Cambodia. So I use the term Thai Khmer Buddhism. Interestingly, the culture and the tradition that have been found in this cultural sphere cannot be found in their neighboring country, like we couldn't find it in Burma or Sri Lanka. So that's why it is important. And why I use the term traditional is because the practice or the cultural practice that it was once well known and performed by people in the past, but today it's not many people know about this practice. It's like one of them is the Dhammakāya Gāthā and its related practice. So many people don't know about this Gāthā and this performance related to the Gāthā. So this is the term that I use as a traditional Thai Khmer Buddhism. Because the study of the Dhammakāya Gāthā has been, I'm probably the first one who collects all the manuscripts and then analyze them together. But there were some of scholars who studied this text before me, so I should have mentioned them, and then so that people who are interested in their work could go and have a look. The first one who studied the Dhammakāya Gāthā, but he used the term slightly different, is Josette. So I think some of you probably know him. He's a French scholar. He did a lot of work on like Thai Khmer inscription. He's very well known. The publication he was published, it was in French and then translated into English later. So the article called Dhammakāya or Dhammakāya Sa'atta Vannana. So this, my supervisor, Dr. Elizabeth Guthrie, gave me when I was about to start my master's degree. She gave me this article and I have a look, and then I got interested in this branch of manuscript. So I decided to dig into this article. So the article mentioned about the manuscript called Dhammakāya or Dhammakāya Sa'atta Vannana. So it is found. They are found in Central Library of Thailand or the National Library of Thailand. And one he found was in Phnom Penh. So he also mentioned about the Dhammakāya Gāthā also includes in a manuscript in the 13th fascicle of a manuscript called Sutta Jataka Nidana Nisamsa. So you don't need to know about that, but just just want you to know the first article about these Gāthā. So I read this manuscript and then try to track the manuscript where this manuscript has been preserved today. I use this as my map. So I decided to go to the National Library of Thailand to find this manuscript. So fortunately, I found the manuscript first place. The manuscript he mentioned is Sutta Jataka Nipan Anisam. So I found it in the National Library of Thailand. And the 13th particle of this manuscript contains the Dhammakāya. So that's what I have found. So I found these two manuscripts. So in APMC, I don't know if you know about APMC. So it's located in Wat Unalom. So person who want to explore about Khmer manuscript culture, so you can go there and ask permission to have a look their manuscript. So these two, I think, even though this is found in Phnom Penh, I think it was brought from Thailand. So why? Because this is the Thai language. So mean like Than Leo Tam Chabak. It means like it has already proofread. So it's written in Thai. So the first half of this book, this particle, is called Pipapilapa, and the second is the Dhammakāya. So that's it. And then what I have got more on reading the manuscript. So the good thing about manuscript, so we can look at the paratext. I don't know if you know about the paratext. The paratext is the information that the scribe or the donor adds to the main text. So I found the paratext and read through the paratext, and so the paratext of this manuscript tell me the way the text was used by people during the second reign, or like in 1824. So we know the date of the manuscript. This is the good thing of the paratext. So we know more information. A person who did a research on Khmer Dhammakāya Gāthā was Bissau. So he is a French scholar. I think you probably know. So he is an anthropologist, I think, and a historian. Is that right? Yeah. So he's an intellectual. I relied on his work when he did his research on Dhammakāya Gāthā. So his book, so I don't read French, but my supervisor could. So Elizabeth gave me the book. So she's very helpful. And she gave me the book and then did the translation for me, so that I can see how the text was used during the consecration ceremony. So I like this picture, really good. So he gathered the manuscript. So he interested in like the three Dhammakāya manuscript in his in this book, chapter 11. So he collected three manuscripts. So so it's two from Phnom Penh. I think all from Phnom Penh. And he did transliteration and translation. And he was a witness, I would think he was a witness where the text was used by people when it was used during the consecration ceremony. So I relied on his word. And one interesting point about these texts was the text actually important for the daily recitation. So from this paratext, so it says it's recommended that the text should be recited by a person in their regular ritual, so that they can gain the merits. I'm not going through it, so just showing you another functional use of the text and what I've got from Biso. And he also mentioned about the way the text has been used by Khmer Buddhists during, I think, pre-modern periods. But I actually don't know people still keep use the text in the way it is, or in the consecration ceremony. I don't know if they use the text in the ceremony in Cambodia, I mean. But he records and he reports that in the Dhammakāya Gāthā and Khmer Buddha image consecration, so this text play a significant role. So in the implantation of the mark, it's Panchu Palakkana. So the ritual divided into three parts. The first part is the implantation of the sacred mark. So the monk would when you are about to construct a new Buddha statue, so when it has been cast or it has been built already, so it's new. So it has been just like an object, just a material. But once they construct, the monk gather and then recites the Dhammakāya Gāthā in order to implant the mark to the new Buddha statue. And then the monk also recites Mulakkamatthana. I don't know if you heard about Mulakkamatthana. It's about the five Kammatthana that Upajjhaya or a monk will give you when you ordain, and then the monk, the Upajjhaya, the teacher monk, will give you the five Mulakkamatthana so that you can use. So this represents as this new Buddha image has been reborn, has been ordained, something like that. And then the second ceremony was about eye-opening ceremony. So the monk would use the needle to pinpoint at the eyes of the Buddha statue. And then the last procedure was the recitation of the consecration formula. That's what I have learned from his book, but I don't know if people still use this, or I don't know if they follow this step or not. But fortunately, one of my supervisor, Dr. Trent Walker, who did a lot of work on Cambodian manuscript, he provided me a manuscript. It's called like Bhiksu Patimo, and then Putthapisek, the consecration ceremony, and the monastic law, the monastic code. So in this manuscript, so it's called Panchu Palaksana. So that means people actually use the Gāthā to implant the mark into a new Buddha statue in Cambodia. This is a manuscript evidence. And another one I have found it's from APMC. So this is another version of the Dhammakāya Gāthā in Cambodian tradition. So it's like it's not just only the Dhammakāya Gāthā itself, but it's also like include the other Buddhist texts too, like Bodhipakkhiya or Buddha Guna or something like that. It's like this manuscript is not used in the ritual, but also the ceremony. This is what I've got from Khmer tradition, Khmer Dhammakāya Gāthā. And I want to mention about the book. So if anyone would like to learn about the Buddha image consecration in Thailand, so this book has been very significant to understand the ritual use of the Lana Dhammakāya Gāthā as well. So it is used, I would say it is used differently, but with the same purpose. Just like I think the reason why they use the Gāthā is to give life or to make life to the new Buddha statue. That's why it is play the most significant role, I would say, in the consecration ceremony in Thai Khmer Buddhism. So let me explain a little bit more about the type of the Dhammakāya Gāthā. So there are actually two types. The first one is monolingual, just Bali, and the second one is bilingual. So bilingual means like there are two. As a person who wrote the manuscript would list the value first, and then translate it into vernacular language. It could be like it is found in Thailand, so it will translate into Thai. If it's found in Laos, it will translate into Lao. If it's found in Khmer, it will translate into Khmer. So, can you tell me why? What is the purpose of translation into the local language? The reason why is because they want to know the meaning. So they want to know the meaning of these Bali words. So that means this Bali word was considered as significant. If not significant, why they should have done the translation. So this signifies their significance too. I'm showing you this is the monolingual language, the monolingual text. It's just a Bali. So just the Dhammakāya Gāthā, just the Bali words, the Bali words. And this is a bilingual text. It lists the Bali first and then translate it upstairs. You see upstairs is the translation of the Bali words. So this is the type of the Dhammakāya Gāthā. Generally speaking, so we could see if the text is important or not. We could see the way people approach the text. So if they want to know more, or if they want to learn the classical Bali language, they would try to understand it into their own language. So this is the what the text can tell us about the popularity. Let me go into the contents of the Dhammakāya Gāthā. So you don't need to read through it, even though it's not that long. But I summarize what the contents of the text can tell us. So actually, the Gāthā composed of three parts. The first part is compare the knowledge and the qualities of the Buddha teaching, or to the physical attribution of the Buddha, like this, just like this. For example, the Sappanyuttayana, or the omniscient knowledge of the Buddha, is compared to the heads of the Dhammakāya, and the text would go to different parts. It's 26 parts, like head, eyes, like Mr. Upair points out, eye, nose, mouth, and something like that. And it also includes the robe of the Buddha too. This text is very unique, so it's very, very unique. It's not parallel to the 32 parts of the organ that's used for meditation practice. It's very unique. So it's stand by itself. So it is the uniqueness of this Gāthā. And the second part is praising the body of the Buddha and tell us the reason why the Buddha is more supreme than other beings is because of the Dhammakāya. And the final part, which I think the more important one, is includes or summarize everything that the text has been said in the first and the second part. And it's also recommend, it can also tell us the way we use the text and the way we use the Dhammakāya Gāthā. So I think this is the most important one. It suggests Yogavajra here means a meditation practitioner to recollect the Dhammakāya. So and then one might curious how we collect the Dhammakāya. So I explain later how the text has been used and then how they construct the Dhammakāya so that people can visualize it in the physical eye. So I would say it's a skillful means of the teacher in the past, even though it is not considered as a material thing, but people just make it material like virtually, so that normal people could see and then use it to practice meditation. I think it is really good methodology, and it's a skillful means of the teacher in the past. And here I'm showing you the earliest evidence of this Gāthā. So we found the earliest fragments of this Gāthā in Pisanulok, in Thailand. So the Dhammakāya Gāthā is not just like appear like 100 years ago or 200 years ago, but actually it was first appear in the inscription. But I think before the inscription was inscribed, people would know this Gāthā orally. They would transmit it orally. But I'm very fortunate to see the earliest textual extents of the Gāthā. This is the earliest one. So it's found in Pisanulok. It's in near the northern part of Thailand and between the central and the northern part of Thailand. It's there to like 16th century CE. There is the exact date of the manuscript when it was inscribed. So it's on 1549. And where this inscription was found is very interesting. It was found under the collapsed stupa. So what this can tell us as a researcher? So we could see it should be some virtual relation. So the reason why it put under the stupa, it was something that ritually used. So we got the information nowadays that people still using the Gāthā to consecrate not only the Buddha statue but also the Chediya. The Chedi. When they construct a Chedi, they have to put the Dhammakāya Gāthā underneath the Chedi too, in order to make the Buddha representation as the Buddha himself. So I have to wrap up. This is where can we find, like where can we find this Gāthā? So the Gāthā has been found throughout Thailand, Thai Khmer culture. So pretty much in central Thailand and in northern Thailand. So in northern Thailand, I would say that people still using this text nowadays, but not many people. A few people still use the text. In Cambodia, I found a few, at least 5 versions of the Dhammakāya Gāthā. And in southern part of Thailand, I found one, and in central, I found probably 10. Yeah. So what this can tell us? So that tell us that like one text, a text is not just a text. It's not just a medium that records the letter, but it also has the living orientation. It can rotate to one place to another place. So people got interested in the text, and then they brought the text to another country and using their own language and script. So we can see the dynamic orientation of Buddhist text throughout the cross-cultural sphere of Thai Khmer Buddhism, and we can see the connection between people within this area by looking at this single textual family. Here I'm just showing you the manuscript that I have found so far. So some manuscript is beautifully decorated. So so that means that might be the king or the elite who sponsor the copy of this manuscript. So it was I would say it was very popular during the early Ratanakosin era. This is the Khmer. So now I'm just want to point out the way people use the text. So this is from a manuscript that I have found in Lana in northern Thailand, and they suggest how the Dhammakāya Gāthā should be used. When you construct a Buddha statue, a Buddha image, or a Chediya, so you should construct a Dhammakāya, which means they should inscribe the Dhammakāya Gāthā and put it inside inside the Buddha statue or the Chediya, something like that. So how they install or how they put it to a Buddha statue or in the Chediya. So I just only can provide you. This is the highlights. So when you construct a new Buddha statue, if you do not install the Dhammakāya Gāthā inside the image, it would be as if you venerate an ideal. So the Buddha image, just the image, it's not the Buddha himself. So that means it is the most important element when you construct the Buddha statue. In the traditional practice. So here, how people use the Gāthā, they would inscribe into the plate made from several material, and then they put it here. Here is the way they use it. You can see I mentioned about the first part of the Dhammakāya Gāthā, right? Which compare the Buddha teaching or the virtue or the quality of the Buddha to the physical attribute here. And then once they construct a new Buddha statue, they would put each element that constitutes the Buddha image into different part of the new Buddha statue, so that it resembles the Dhammakāya. So the new Buddha image, I would say the Buddha image is not just the image of the Buddha or the Buddha representation, but also representing the Dhammakāya, the body of the Buddha too. Here is the way people use. I couldn't go into detail, but if you are interested in, so you can ask me later on. It's just amazing. So I don't know if people still use it in Khmer or not. It would be interesting to see if they are. Here I was proposed the theory about text and practice relationship. So in the beginnings, I analyzed what the text tell us, and then the practice, how the text has been used. It's sort of provides us the more or the clear explanation of the meaning of the text. So about like in the text we could say like the set or the set of the Buddha character is the Dhammakāya. So it would be asked, what is the Buddha characteristic visually? So that's why people, the Ajahns in the past, try to make it present or to make it accessible in the physical sense. So that's why they use it in the Buddha image construction. Just to construct here is the Dhammakāya, and then you can use it or you can visualize it so that you can become the Buddha yourself. This is what the text and the practice can tell us from you. Yeah. I think, let me wrap up. So, so far, what I have been telling you is I have presented a rare collection of Buddhist texts in a cross-cultural sphere of Thai Khmer Buddhism. So it was once very well known and was used by people in the country. But in the modern time, so things have changed. That might be like some new ideas came, and then people forgot about these texts, and some of modern practitioners just cut these Gāthā or just don't remember how to use it, and then that's why these texts start to be marginalized and people forget about this Gāthā, even though it was very important in the past. And I also present that the Dhammakāya Gāthā in this sense is not just a collection of the teaching preserved in the text, but it's the body of the Buddha that consists of like the head. It's just like the Buddha likeness, body, and it's related to meditation practice. It could be used as a meditation object, and then in order to become the Buddha himself, so the text suggests the practitioner to recollect it. And I'm showing you the way that intellectual and learned monks try to present what the Dhammakāya look like. So showing their skillful meaning. And I also presenting the way that the Dhammakāya Gāthā was used or is used in the consecration ceremony, reflecting the idea that the Buddha image is not just a Buddha image, or it's not just a Buddha representation after the passing of the Buddha, but also the Buddha himself, present the Buddha himself or the living Buddha that's composed of the two bodies. So the Dhammakāya Gāthā, the Dhammakāya and the Buddha image merge with one another, representing one reality. Yes, and that's what I have been talking so far. So apologize if I speak too fast or something like that. Thank you very much.